Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Nana Firdaus, and on today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this beautiful umbrella prayer jilbab with gathers. Without further ado, let's get started. The amount of fabric you will need for this hijab depends on your hijab length. I'll be using 5 trouser lengths for mine. Fold your fabric into 2 this way, then mark your hijab length minus 15 inches plus half an inch sewing allowance. After that, you fold it diagonally this way, but the folded edge will be 10 inches. After that, you are going to mark 30 inches from the upper part. Then from that 30-inch mark, you're going to mark 5 inches, which is going to be the width of your armhole. 5 inches. Then you cut it out. After cutting it out, you spread your fabric open this way. Then you're going to mark your side measurement, which is your front measurement plus 2 inches. So you cut from the front to the back measurement. For the face opening, you are going to mark 8 inches from the folded edge. Then you mark your 10 inches away from the edge and link your face opening to that 10-inch mark. Your back measurement is going to be your front hijab length plus 4 inches. After cutting it out, you are going to measure the circumference of your hijab. Note that the circumference of your hijab is folded into 2. So if you have 60 inches, you are going to multiply it by 2 to get the actual circumference, which is 120. Then to get the length of the material you will need for the gathers is going to be that 120 inches multiplied by at least 2. You can do 2.5 or 3. So it's going to be 120 times 2, which is going to be 240. But the length is going to be, remember we subtracted 15 inches from your hijab length earlier. So that 15 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance is going to be the length of your gather. So it's going to be 16 inches by 240 inches. I am cutting several 16-inch long fabric here to join together to make up the width I'll need for my gathers. For the extra fabric you will need to make your niqab, you fold a scrap fabric into 2 this way. Then the width is going to be 5 inches while the length will be 13 inches. You link your 5-inch mark to the 13-inch mark this way to form a V and you cut it out. The sleeve width is going to be 11 inches, that is 10 inches for the armhole plus 1 inch sewing allowance. And for the sleeve length, it is going to be 12 inches, that is sleeve length is 10 inches plus 2 inches for the elastic casing, that's 11 inch by 12 inch. For the tie back cap, you are going to fold your fabric into 4 this way, making sure that the length is 20 inches, so the height will be 4 inches. Then you mark 6 inches away from the folded edge and you go up by 3 inches on that mark. You link everything together and cut it out. Don't forget to notch the midpoint. So for the niqab, I'm going to sew elastic on the widest part of the niqab piece. I'll stretch the elastic as I sew on it. After sewing the elastic, you fold the elastic in twice so that the fabric will cover it. Then you stretch as you sew, and all this will be done on the wrong side. To join the niqab piece to the main hijab body, you are going to mark 7 inches from your folded edge where you notch the midpoint. Then I'll use the pin to mark it on both sides, and that is where I'll be joining the niqab to the face opening. So you place the widest part of your niqab where you sew the elastic. You place one of the edges on one of the edges of your face opening, right sides facing each other. Then you sew it down to where the V stops. After that, you do the same thing for the other side too. After joining the niqab piece to your hijab body, you are going to sew the whole front close. So for the tie back hijab, you are going to make sure that wrong sides are facing each other. Then you sew from the 6-inch mark that you made earlier down. You close it up this way on both sides. Then you turn it inside out. After turning it inside out, you are going to place the notched part of your tie back cap on the notched part, which is the midpoint of your face opening. With the right sides facing each other, you align it this way to the 6-inch mark. Then you sew it up and it's going to look this way. Then you weave the raw edges. So I lost the clip for the sleeves, so I'm going to demonstrate with this pink fabric. You are going to fold in the extra 2-inch that we added to the 10 inches this way. Then you are going to make 2 elastic casing for the elastic band. After that, you are going to measure 2 pieces of 9 each elastic for each sleeves. Insert it into the elastic casing, then you close it up this way. And it's going to look like this. After closing it up, you are going to fold your sleeves into 2 and notch the midpoint. After notching the midpoint, you are going to place the notched part on the upper part of your sleeve opening that is closer to the head of the hijab. Inside out, and you sew it this way. You repeat the same thing for the second sleeve too. Place the notch part of your sleeves on the upper part of the armhole, arm opening. Then the part where you join the sleeves together will go to the lower part of your sleeve opening. You turn your hijab inside out, then you sew it. For the gathered lower part, I joined all the 16-inch fabric I cut out earlier together to make a long strip of fabric. I changed my footer from normal foot set to the ruffler foot. Then I used it to make gathers on the long strip of fabric. After that, I'm going to place the gathered strip on the circumference of the hijab this way. Round it. So after sewing it, I'll join the front part of the hijab. After joining it, you are going to weave the ends of your gathered strip this way to make your prayer jilbab. For the rope you need to tie your niqab, you cut 2 pieces of fabric that is 20 inches long and 1.5 inch wide this way. Then after that, you are going to fold it into 2. Then you close this end and sew along the other end too. After sewing it, you turn it inside out and your rope is ready. You are going to attach the open end of your rope, the part that is not closed after turning it over, to the place where you join the niqab piece to your main hijab body this way. So this is what it's going to look like, and your gathered umbrella hijab is ready. This is the final look of the gathered umbrella prayer hijab. Don't forget to send pictures of your recreation via any of my social media handles to me. If you found this tutorial video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, suggestions, or tips you would like to share, kindly drop them in the comment section below. Have a great day, ma. Salam!